Hey folks, this is Jake Davis, and today I'm gonna do a little something different. Not really something different, it's more of the soapbox. I'm gonna give you my Oscar ballot. Tomorrow night is the 92nd annual Academy Awards ceremony, and instead of what every other site and stuff, everybody's doing their predictions of what's gonna win. I think it'd be funner just to do my picks for what I would vote, what I'm voting for. So this is my personal ballot. I am still in the process of moving. A lot of work. If you've ever, oh, come on, if you've ever had to move, you know how it's like. Yeah, so I'm not gonna have any time to do this before the Oscars, and I most likely won't have a chance to watch the Oscars. So these are my picks for my votes for the winners. I'll point out that real quick that unfortunately I was not able to catch any of the shorts, so I'm just not gonna put out anything out there for like live action short or documentary short or animated short. Just because I didn't get a chance to see any of those. And also documentary feature, I just didn't get an opportunity to see any of the nominees. So my pick for animated feature would be Toy Story 4. To be honest, I don't. Missing Link is really terrific, but I think Toy Story 4 had a lot of heart. And just, as I said before, every time they go back to the well with that series, they risk massive failure, but they keep pulling it off. I personally hope they don't do Toy Story 5 just because in order for it to even work, they would have to kind of negate the emotional ending of this movie. So just better off just leave the franchise here. Best international feature now no longer four language film, international film. Because they don't speak English in any other countries. It's just a silly name change of a category. But easily it's got to go to Parasite. Parasite's one of the best foreign language movies I've ever seen in my life. It's a real fucking masterpiece of a movie. And since I'm gonna mention it a couple more times, just move on. I think best hair and makeup should go to Maleficent. Stop licking me. Um, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. The Joker is of course my favorite film nominated, but it's just basically just clown makeup on a guy. I think Maleficent should get the nod because of actual prosthetics and whatnot. Uh, Best visual effects, Avengers Endgame, because of course it should. Yeah, Avengers Endgame should win. Just move on. Take some beer. I would give both sound mixing and sound editing to Ford versus Ferrari. I've heard it explained in the breakdown and stuff like that, but to me, I just don't. I kind of understand why there's talk of them just merging the category into one, and have the Mitzers get their Oscar, the others get their Oscar, and just be shoot for the overall quality of sound and just the film. But either way, Ford versus Ferrari is definitely my pick for the win because fast cars and loud engines and hell yeah, I love that kind of shit. Best film editing, Parasite. Parasite's a beautifully told film with just, as I've always told you, it's a masterwork. It's a masterpiece. You have to see Parasite if you've never seen it. My pick for costume design would be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think Tarantino's films all have great costumes, and with this film, I think he's finally getting his the first nomination for his films to get a costume design nomination. And yeah, I love the costumes in the movie. So yeah, that's my pick for costumes. Best production designer, I prefer to call it art direction. I will give it to Parasite. Just it's kind of a cliche to say the house is a character, like saying the city is a character, but the house is a character. The house is the driving force of the film. The the alluring and elusive and haunting nature of the house that has at least two families spilling blood to possess it. Um, Best cinematography, just like I said, my picks for the years would have to be The Lighthouse. Lighthouse is the best use of black and white photography since Ed Wood, so a good quarter century. And I'm a sucker for that kind of photography. I love black and white, and it's a great movie. And unlike Parasite and Joker, it to me is kind of an unofficial horror film. It more so than the other two. Best original score, I definitely think should go to 1917. Where the scores for Little Women and Joker are both terrific. Well, 1917, this film doesn't really waste too much time with dialogue and character development. So the emotional driving point of the film is its score. So yeah, easily, that should win best score to me. Best original song, I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away. Just because it's Randy Newman, it's a cute song, and it's real adorable. I hear my daughter walk around singing that song. And I'm still pissed they didn't nominate the Buddy song from Child's Play. It was better than any of the actual nominees. Fuck them. Best adapted screenplay, Joker. I think that should win that one because it really took the comic book adaptation and turned it on its ear. With last year Black Panther being nominated for Best Picture and ultimately winning a couple of other awards. It was this finally the superhero movie finally got its appreciation, but with Joker, they're showing, well, this is the versatility, the deepness, the depths of comic books, and exactly what this medium, this format, this platform can provide to a storyteller. And Joker's a great movie. The highest first R-rated $1 billion movie ever, man. Huge. Best original screenplay, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'll go ahead and say it here because with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's just, to me, I said it before, but it is Tarantino making the ultimate Tarantino movie. It's a brilliant film as far as the script and the storytelling and the build of what's going on. You think you're in just a meandering, meaningless jump around to people's lives kind of things, but you are seeing the story and you don't really understand what the payoff is going to be until it hits you right in the face like a can of dog food. Best Supporting Actress, Florence Pugh for Little Women. While this film, personally I think this film kind of pissed on the grave of the writer of the novel, Florence Pugh gave a terrific performance, flawlessly showing us an adult, mature, strong woman, and the kind of loud, tomboyish, whiny little girl she was. And it's the same woman, without makeup, or any kind of visual effects. She didn't need to use fucking de-aging. It's just through the costumes on her back and her performance, and of course her use of her voice. It's a great performance from Florence Pugh in this movie, who had just a breakout year all around. Best Supporting Actor is, of course, fucking Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is Brad Pitt's greatest performance, instantly iconic role, and I said when I saw this movie back in July, he's gonna win the fucking Oscar. And if he doesn't, it will be criminal. Criminal, I say. Best Actress, I'm gonna give my vote to Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, even though I thought the handling of Harriet Tubman's story was childishly mishandled. Because it's not a bad movie. It really isn't. But they had so much more they could have done with this movie. Instead, they just did kind of a exploitation superhero origin as I keep going, because that's what makes me think of, just the film seems to more harp on her rivalry with this dude who did not exist in real life, opposed to the stories, her actual story going back and forth and eventually becoming, I can't remember exactly what's her rank, but she led a brigade in the Union Army, rescued a shitload of fucking slaves, and that's how the movie ends. But it's just like a passing little moment instead of this emotional high stakes thing to get to. We just jump here 12 years later, just so we can have that shot for the end. I just thought, what a waste, just what a waste. But Cynthia's terrific in the role, and the movie looks really good. But I really think, as far as performance-wise, I thought Scarlett Johansson gave an amazing performance in Marriage Story, but that movie's not getting a single fucking vote for me because it's a TV movie, and no, the Netflix movies don't count. Fuck off. Best Actor is Joaquin Phoenix for the Joker. He's winning everything, and I'm starting to wonder if he's trolling these award shows, because he did like this. Talked about, diversity at one award show, then he's talking about global climate change, global warming, and another awards thing. They're talking about veganism at another awards thing. It's just like, is he just, every time he accepts one of these awards for Joker, just going to hit a different talking point on these guys? And just so y'all stop bitching about the fact that Joker's about an angry white man. It's also about his comic book supervillain. If you didn't figure out going to the movie that Joker was going to be a piece of shit in this movie, I really have no idea what you were expecting going into this movie. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, he's great in it. He's one of the best actors alive. And, this is one of his finest performances and maybe the best performance as the Joker we've ever gotten, even if it's not, in my opinion, the best handling of the character, script-wise. Because I really do not see, I'm not the first guy to say it, so I just don't see how this character is going to evolve and going toe-to-toe with the Batman down the line. You know what I mean? He just, he doesn't seem like that cunning of a guy. And my pick for best director, Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. See original screenplay portion. Yeah, it's his finest work. It's a master craftsman who's a brilliant director and a brilliant screenwriter, delivering his best work on all levels. And my pick for Best Picture of the Year is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Not only was this one of Tarantino's highest grossing films, and definitely most unique film, is very important to point out this first time he worked outside of the financial, safety net of the Weinstein Company. And I never got around to seeing Bombshell, but I just thought it was so typical and cliche that they want to do a movie about the Me Too movement, because of course they do, but they want to tell the story about Megyn Kelly and Fox News. Instead of telling the story of Harvey Weinstein, who has been thanked at more Oscar acceptance speeches over the last 30 years than God. I mean, seriously. People have thanked Harvey Weinstein more than they've thanked their parents or their spouses or even the director who worked on the project. Harvey Weinstein was fucking Beelzebub in Hollywood the last 30 years, and most of these people who are going to walk down the red carpet tomorrow night owe huge fucking portions of their career to him. But no, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to think about that. We're not going to talk about the most powerful man in Hollywood over the last quarter century is a fucking rapist. It's just hypocritical, and I've always kind of felt that Hollywood, really, the kind of despicable thing about Hollywood pats themselves on the back when it comes to these awards or these true stories, that they think they're the brave ones for telling Philomena's story. Not the real Philomena who survived this and achieved this. No, Judi Dench is so brave because she exposed herself in the part. I mean, not to shell on Judi Dench or anything like that. It was just the first example that came to my mind. But you see what I'm saying? It's this hypocrisy of thinking telling someone else's story makes you brave and makes you a hero when you did actually nothing. You just put in some clothes and played make-believe. Hollywood is movies, and this whole thing, the awards are circle jerks, sure, but it's always, like I said, I've enjoyed the competitive nature, but when they try to bring the politics of what's going on behind the scenes into thing, like, and that's another thing too, with them talking like, when Sidney Poitier won Best Actor for Lilies of the Field, he was the best actor of the year, not the best black actor of the year. He was the best actor of the year. And when you push this concept that you have to nominate a black person, then it really takes away, it diminishes the accomplishment. If the directors, if we have to have a black director and an Asian director and a female director, then you get, it's the best black director, it's the best Asian director, the best female director, and then 2 other people. It diminishes the value of what you've accomplished, if there's any value to it at all. Anyhow, kind of rambled off at the end there. Hope you like my video and comment. I really need to. I'm just killing time because I don't want to get back to fucking packing this shit. Anyhow, I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.